What's up, guys? My gun's been safety checked. Had safety check because I wanted to prop it up so y'all could see it correctly. Matter of fact, I don't think my stuff is in frame enough. There we go. I no longer own a mosin nagant. Out of the 4 I've had in the last week. And I've wanted one, believe me, I wanted one. They're good guns. Well, my dad's got 10 of them. Never had a problem out of them. Bone me, everybody likes them. My days of I've tried to upload another video explaining the whole thing in detail. What the hell that is in the background. Sounds like somebody's using a grinding wheel to sharpen an axe or something that, I don't know, like from the Stone Age. Anyway. Okay, let me get back on subject. I just put something out here to kind of, you know what I'm saying, give you some gun and knife porn, some trench hawk porn. Anyway, well, bought 2 guns. Short story. Had a problem with one of them. Other one kind of had a problem with. Had such a problem with the other one. It was shooting decent. You know, it seemed like it needed to be degreased. I didn't degrease it yet. You know, it was stiff, putting around in the chamber, and sometimes it wouldn't cycle around. Not that it just wouldn't push it; it just wouldn't come up in the thing. And it was either interceptor issue or spring issue, something small that could have been fixed very easy. And I did anyway. I'll get back onto that subject on that gun at the end. All right, I had one. It wouldn't lock the bolt in. I degreased it, scrubbed like hell. I cut the shit out of my finger. It's finally healing up, but it was almost a need. It came real close to being a you're gonna have to go get 5 bullshit stitches type of day because you've cut yourself down to the gristle. Anyway, but luckily, you know, didn't get that bad. With the damn tool comes with it, the little mosin nagant tool, and most of them look like I thought I was getting the good picks of these guns. Well, let's see what that problem. What was it? I can't really remember. On the first one, it probably tells you. I had so many problems I can't remember offhand. I might remember as I'm telling you. I know it wouldn't cycle all the way around through, so I think it was a problem with the bolt. The bolt. I couldn't hardly get the bolt back together. It took an act of God snapping it back in together. You know, with the footnut. So I'm sure it was probably a problem with the bolt. Okay, so I took it back. Guy was cool. Said exchange it. You know, I was like, hey man, you know, I got a channel on YouTube. You got a deal going here. I'll give you some props. Blah 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 blah. Cause I like to help people help me out. He didn't know nothing special about me beforehand. And then I take it home. Put one in the chamber. Goes in smooth. No problems feeding it. Shoot it. Take the open it up. Pull it out, or you know, try to eject it, and nothing. Stuck in the chamber, or stuck in the ejector, right? And I had to go. I didn't have nothing on me, you know, at the time. I took a pocket knife out and just had to pop it from the side, you know, because that's the way I guess the ejector worked. I didn't know it could have been many problems. I figured it was too tight of an extractor, which really wouldn't have been a problem. They have a gunsmith there. He could have fixed it. Of course, the main problem with this place is it was an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. With traffic, it ends up being 3.5. It was 3.5 hour drive. And gas, you know, that's $25 trip each time I'm going down there, you know, so I'm screwing myself. The original mosin nagants, if I'd have got 2 of them for $80 like I was supposed to, they supposedly ordered 12,000 of them. That would have gotten a good deal. Well, anyway, so I'm kind of in the hole at this point. I'm paying regular $100 a piece for nagants that should be working. Alright, well, this one right here, I figure I'm going to degrease it all, work with it a little bit, you know, see how that goes. Um, Still, I mean, every once in a blue moon it would eject, but we're talking about like 1 out of 50. You know, I mean, I kept thinking it was the ejector, and I had them both sitting at the table, both nagants, because I figured I was going to take that bolt, put it in my other mosin nagant, see if it eject. Took that bolt out, stuck it in my other mosin nagant, put it over. You know, it was a little tougher. I guess probably had spacing issue to put into place, but not hard, not that hard. As hard as some of them actually are, it's good. You know, opened it up, pulled it out slowly, shot it across the room. I had to go get it. So I knew it was that problem, so I figured, you know, hey, I figured it was something else, right? So maybe I have that backwards. My bad, guys. I took the bolt out of the good gun. Yeah, I did it backwards. My bad. I didn't bolt that part. I took the bolt out of the good gun, stuck it in the bad gun. Same problem. It didn't eject, and that gun, well, I thought was a good gun. I hadn't had enough time to shoot it. I've been spending all my ammo on the other guns. Took the bolt out of it. Needless to say, the $30, $40, $50 worth of, yeah, I bought 5 boxes of ammo. I had some ammo here at the house. So about $50 worth of ammo I lost. But some of it had done been bought. Hunting rounds and just regular steel casing. I was shooting, I think it was brass. I've had brass and copper cases. But anyway, I think it was copper. Anyway, it looked copper. And it might have been nasty brass, or low quality brass. But anyway, took the bolt out of the good gun, stuck in the bad gun, failed to extract. So I thought, okay, that's not the bolt issue, that's the gun's issue, right? Took the, you know what I'm saying, the bolt out of the bad gun, the good gun, extracted it, shot it across the room. So anyway, both guns have matching numbers, you know, both ways on the bolt. So then I started checking out the bore, or the chamber, right? And I noticed, and I put them side by side to see if there's any difference, because I'm not a gunsmith. I do work on my guns somewhat. I modify them. Don't consider myself a gunsmith, but if I need to put my own grips on, I put my own damn grips on. I could take apart a 1911 fully, you know, stuff like that I can do, you know, small changes, but I'm not going to take a grinder to anything that I've spent a lot of money on. But anyway, and I noticed that the one on the left, and so I figured it was something to do with the lockup of it. So I took them side by side and took a light and looked at it, and I noticed that the new nagant, the one I traded for, had something missing in it. And I was like, okay, that ain't good. I've heard of countersinking, and them, you know, these guns have been through hell before. You got a Finland war, you know, they picked them up, and, you know, they've recalibrated them and then try to recalibrate them again. I mean, you never know what you're getting when you get these guns. Anyway, so looked like this one had a ridge on the left side, and when you push it in, it's push feed. That means the gun has nothing to do with the extractor. You push it in, it locks onto the rim, like I think it was told like the Mauser does. It locks onto the rim of the cartridge. So I'm sure that when you take it loose, it has to unlock from the rim. I don't know. So that's what I was kind of thinking it was doing. I'm not sure on this. Well, the left side was smooth in there. It seemed like it was either grounded off or something. I don't know. Well, so I called the guy the next morning. You know, I told him my problem. I was like, dude, I don't want to have to. I've been making this trip all week long. I don't really. It's my third trip. It's $60 in gas. I'm down in, you know, I've spent so much ammo. I'm sick of this gun. I don't ever want to see it again. He's like, so you want to trade it in for another one? I'm like, honestly, no. And I was like, I know. I was like, so I figured I was gonna pawn it for $40 to someone I don't like very much. who's kind of done me wrong quite a bit in the past, so I do him wrong whenever I can, and he's done my family wrong. Um, anyway, I figured I would sell it to him. He's the only person I'd sell it to, or a gunsmith that would actually knew the problem and fix it. But anyway, I talked to him. I'm like, dude, will you give me $60 back on the gun? You have your gunsmith go in here, do what you gotta do on it, 'cause you got 12,000 of them. I'm sure you could send them back, or you know what I'm saying, you could do something with 12,000 of them. Most places you can't exchange a gun, but whenever they have 12,000 surplus guns, they should be able to do something. And he's like, you know what, just go ahead and bring it in for your full refund. And anyway, so I brought it down there, and it was nice on the phone, you know. Then I got in there, and it's like, they knew me from a couple of days before. It's like I was getting the evil eye from everybody. I was like, whoa, you know, this ain't too good. I talked to the guy, and he was like, okay, let's get this over with. You know, I was kind of like, whoa, man, really? You gonna be a dick about it? It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm considered a customer. If you got a lot of people in line, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have you go around the store looking for asking you questions, and you know, because I know what it is to work at a job and get backed up. Anyway, I was courteous and polite, you know, and I tried to tell him the problem, and you could tell that he was dying to tell me I wasn't a gunsmith. And meanwhile, this is early in the morning. I hadn't had much sleep because I had to get up early in the morning. I only had a couple hours sleep, no coffee, no Mountain Dews, nothing to wake me up to get on this hour-and-a-half drive there. That we're not talking about highway miles. We're talking about country, back roads. You hear banjos playing and shit. Roads, you know. Anyway, like take you off into gravel roads to get here with the tom-tom. Anyway, so I get in there, and I pointed inside the chamber, and I done told him about the bolt problem. I told him I done pointed to the bolt out, told him about the ejector, and I was like, yeah, and me being half sleepy, I said, yeah, and I was like, and I pointed in the chamber, and I was like, in the bolt, and he's like, that's not the bolt, that's the bolt. And I was like, I know, that's the bolt, that's the ejector, that's the ejector interrupter, that's the magazine spring, that's the chamber. And I pretty much let him know that I knew what the hell I was talking about, because he got kind of smart-assy with me. And he's probably watching this channel now, and I'm not going down on his company because he did me kind of right in the long run. Anyway, so I was like, here, dude, get out of light and I'll show you. This gun could have blew up my face, you know what I'm saying? Because if those lugs didn't lock in, that bolt can come back out at you and end up in your eye socket. That's why whenever, you know, when I first shoot some of these old guns, I'll hold them out like this, because I've seen too many history channels where the Arsakas, if the bolts have came out and, you know, stuck in the skulls of the people, I'll shoot them out like this for the first time into the ground, you know, just to make sure that bolt's at least secure. So I'm wary about surplus guns. I've seen too many of them blow up. Anyway, I know the video's starting to drag on, but anyway, so he gives me my money back. I'm happy. I get home. I degrease my other gun. Shot some rounds through it. Got good. And my buddy comes over, sits in the gun safe for about 2-3 days. I go have my buddy shoot it. Go to load a cartridge. Would not, no matter what I did, press the bullets down. I had to take the spring out and reload everything completely, and I loaded it right. I know how the stripper clips and the mosin and the gants work. It was the spring and the interrupter ejector's a little thing on the side that does shit. I'm not really 100% on it, but anyway, so that gun pissed me off, and I'm not gonna have a gun that's not reliable. You know, what if I'm counting on that gun and it says and I'm just not going to do it. So I sold it to that guy I don't like at the pawn shop that screwed over my family members. And made 40 bucks off 80. So I'll end up losing 150 probably, tops. But you know what? 150 could have been a lot worse. I could have I ain't gonna cry over 150. At least, you know what I'm saying. At least I made 80 bucks back off the place. They originally done it, but I bought, what was it, 3, 4 bad moisins. The days of surplus, I believe, are done. I've heard of people getting set maize that are bad. Uh, I'm just, I was gonna buy a Tucker off and a Macro off, but I'm done with surplus. If we're chrome freak, man. You got good videos. Love your guns, man. I'm sure your guns shoot great, but I'm done with them, dude. Appreciate you guys watching. I just want to kind of update you. Take it easy, guys.